first thing you think of, but when you wake up in the morning, it's the last thing you think of before you lay down at night.
So I'm addicted to everything. Currently, I'm addicted to light mesh,
18 years old, and I had a $500 a day addiction habit with OxyContins, and that's what really brought me to my knees.
It's the only thing you really think of after a certain point in time.
And I believe it's hereditary. My father was an alcoholic, and
so I would drink, I would smoke pot, I would smoke cigarettes. I'm the type of person that have 1 cup of coffee, I want to have 4 cups of coffee, because it's just like fun. You know what I mean?
Sort of like a lover and an enemy at the same time. Like, I loved it so much, but it slowly destroyed my life and my dreams, and I woke up one day and decided I didn't want to do that anymore.
but part of me feels as if I needed to do it, as odd as that sounds.
My aspirations were starting to not line up with my real life.
I don't believe addiction is a lifelong sentence.
I went to the doctor and told him, that this was a bit out of control.
Because at the core of addiction is trauma. It's a dysregulation of the nervous system. Why else would we want to feel different or need a substance to be addicted to day in and day out? Because this reality is too much. This nervous system is too much, or we're too shut down and we need to get some booze to get on the dance floor.
And it was like, well, it's either do it or don't.
We provide a search engine of what is working best for people in real time. Now, this is going to change over time as we evolve and new ideas and new technology and new practices come into being. So this is where you can check and say, wow, I haven't tried this. Or wow, this seems to be working for a lot of people and it's not that expensive. Or wow, I would really like to explore these different ideas, because sometimes it's more than one thing it's going to take to get you across the finish line.
And I told the doctor when I went back to see him that I didn't want no more of them. And he said, well, you can't just quit them cold turkey. I said, yes, I can.
The big thing that it took for me is to get out of the environment that I was living in.
They couldn't believe it. I had prescriptions in the drugstore that wasn't filled.
30 days turned into 90 days.
That pain is an opportunity, right? No mud, no lotus.
One thing that worked for me is I realized, having a compulsive addictive personality, if you take something away from me, I need something to replace it. And I took up playing, I took up tennis.
Just talking, being in the realm of creativity and talking to other writers and artists also makes me feel kind of wild and free. And I love that too.
We also invite you into small groups of 8 to 12. These are loving, supportive environments that you might not find with your therapist, your family, your coworkers, where all of you guys enter the experiment yourself. Can you get through 8 weeks? Can you get through 16? Can you get through more, right? It's easier to do it when you've got a group of other people in conscious intention, rooting for you to get through. And we know from the science that this works really well.
I mean, you're not a bad person. It's the drug that's making you a bad person. And everyone seems to forget that. Once you get off that drug, you become a completely different person.
Rather than kind of thinking you're in the toilet or the dumpster with your situation, try to reframe it as maybe this is a new rebirthing process.
I'm not alone, and it's not my fault. It's not your fault.
None of this would have been possible if I hadn't been able to turn the page.
This is who I am. I wouldn't trade it for anything. This is who I am.
So, today my life looks completely and utterly different. I am married, I'm trying to have a baby, and I have a successful coaching business supporting people to heal and transform, and it's a beautiful gift.
So I've been able to use the way that I'm wired to my advantage.
And that's what makes you want to get up in the morning. And so little by little, you're going to go back to that thing that makes you come alive like a child and makes you believe and hope and dream that this could be better than you ever could have expected.